everybody, today I'm going to teach you how to do Loom in Loom Fishtail bracelet. It's a really cool design. It's pretty easy and it doesn't take that long. This is my first tutorial on Loom bands, so I'm going to be putting up some more soon. So yeah, for this you will need a hook. It is optional, you don't have to use them. I prefer to use it when I'm doing it, but you know, it doesn't matter, whichever you prefer. The deal with the loom is that you don't need it, but you can use it. I've heard of people doing it on their fingers, on 2 fingers, or pencils, or 2 hooks even. Anything the size of about a hook, maybe, or a pencil, or your fingers, doesn't matter. Bands, the bands for a small wrist would be about 30 to 40 bands. An average wrist, the average wrist would be about 60 kind of bands. About, you know, around about that. And for a large wrist, I would say maybe 80, I'm not sure. So yeah, it's also good if you have your bands ready and close to you. So yeah, I am using a layout so I can tell what my pattern is. See, that's my pattern. So when you're doing your design, you can look at the pattern and you can see where you're up to. So I might go, you know, oh, blue, what's after blue? Oh, purple. So that's a lot easier. And last of all, you'll need S clips or C clips. I don't use C clips myself. If you do, then it doesn't matter. Whatever you want, you can use. Okay, so without further ado, let's get looming. Okay, to start off this design, we're going to get a single band. Just a reminder, we're always using single bands, never double bands. And we're going to get it on one peg, twist it onto that peg. And then we're going to scooch it down a bit, show you, it should look a bit like that. Or it should look just like that actually. It looks like an 8. We're going to get our next colour. And we're going to put it on top of the black, but make sure there's a little gap, so like that. Well, maybe a bit less of a gap, like that. Okay. Then we're going to get our hook. Remember, you don't have to use a hook if you don't want to. I'm going to get that black band and we're going to put it on top of the purple. So literally get it off the hook, get it off the peg, sorry, and put it onto the purple. I'm going to move it down a little bit and get our next 2 colours. And we're going to put both of them, like we did with the purple, we're going to put both of them on like that. So we'll have 3 bands on that 2 pegs. We're going to get the purple, so the purple from underneath all of them. So if you're not using the same colours as me, then we're going to take the bottom one and we're going to put it over the top of all of the bands like we did with the black. And we're going to do it with the same thing, just grab it and take it over all of them. Keep moving it down. Also, if you're following the same colours as me, I am using a layout. So I'm following this pattern, which is black, purple, black, orange, black, pink, black, green, black, yellow, black, blue. Okay, so if you are doing a long pattern like I am, then you might want to have one. If you're not using, then you don't have to. And you know, even if you are using a short pattern, you could. Doesn't really matter if you do or not. I just find it easier. Okay, I'm going to get our next colour. So just one this time. We're not going to put two on, just the next one colour. We're going to put it on again like we did. So now we have 3 on. And we're going to take the bottom one, like we did before, and put it over. Put it over. Remember, feel free to pause if I'm going too fast, or if you're confused, you might want to play it back a bit. And remember, keep moving these bands down. And make sure there's a little bit of a space, because otherwise it's hard to grab them individually. We're going to get our next colour. Mine's pink. And put it on top of them like we did before. And putting the bottom one over like we did before. You might want to keep stretching it if yours is getting a bit tangled. Mine isn't. I just prefer to stretch it because it makes it a bit easier. Okay, I'm going to keep putting on bands and putting the bottom one over. Okay, I'm going to show you this 3 more times, and then I'm going to speed the video up. And remember to pause when I do. So putting the bottom one over. After you've put on a band, put the bottom one over. Keep stretching it. And it's not important to stretch it. It's just a bit easier. Okay, putting the band on. Taking the bottom one over. Just like that. Okay, putting the next one on. Taking the bottom 2 over. Moving them down. Last of all, well, not last of all, but this is the one, this is as far as I'm going to show you. I'm about to speed it up, so just you might want to pause. Over, put it over. Okay. Sometimes they get too close together, so it may take just a minute to separate them while you're moving them down. See, mine are a bit stuck together, so you might want to get your fingernail or your hook in and just space them apart. By now you should be seeing a bit of this pattern coming out. If you're not, doesn't matter, you can go at your own pace. At the moment it's kind of sticking up, but it will, you know, start to flop down soon. Don't forget, I have a lot, well, I'm going to put some more tutorials up. So if you like this, please take a look at my other tutorials. And remember that these designs were not made by me. I didn't invent them. I don't know who did though. So, yeah. Keep checking if the bracelet is getting to your size, the size of your wrist. Mine is nowhere near. And remember, if you want to you can stretch it, which makes it a little bit longer. bracelet is about halfway, so this hasn't taken me long at all. It's kind of getting there. If you're a person who wants it to be really loose, then it might take you a bit longer. But if you want it to be tight, then it'll be a lot quicker. I myself prefer them to be reasonably tight. So if you are already finished, which would be kind of strange, you just wait until the end, because I have to, there's a couple of ways to do the clipping. I'll show you that at the end. If you're getting stuck at the moment, you can go back to where I taught you how to do it, and by moving the white dot on the bottom, near the bottom of your screen, and that will show you how to do it. And if this is going too fast, which it probably is, then just remember to pause, because that'll make it a lot easier. My bracelet is nearly there. Remember that you still have a little bit of room here, and you also need to leave a bit of room to fit in your S-clip or C-clip. I use S-clips, which are about, say, 3/4 of a centimetre, or a bit smaller than a centimetre. So, and if you stretch it as well. So mine is getting, well, about there, I guess. So, to finish your bracelet off, you're going to get this bottom band and put it over. Don't put on a band before you do that. So now you will have one band, well, one black band, if you're following my colours, on there. You're going to stretch it out. The way I would do this is get this side, or whichever side, and put it onto the one peg. Then grab both of them at the same time and pull it to the another peg, just so that both of them are stretched out. Oops, sorry. It doesn't really matter how you do it, so long as they're stretched. Or if you're not doing that, you could just, if you're not doing that, you could just take it and put it on at once, twice, sorry. So you take it, hook it onto the one side if you're using an S-clip, so on the one side, and hook that as well onto the one side. So, like that. Then, if you want your bracelet to be quite a bit larger, then you're going to take this, see how you have, two loops on this end. Ooh, sorry, it's getting a bit tangled. Pause. You have two loops here, and you're going to take one loop and you're going to pull it, and that makes it quite a bit longer. If you want it to be that, what you had before, the exact shape, you're going to just take both loops like this, and you're going to stretch it out. I stretch them out on both fingers. If you don't want to do that, you don't have to. Then you're going to secure it into the S-clip, like so. And that is your fishtail.